Our officials tonight, Eric Lewis, Brian O'Connell, and Jamel Spearman. Williams, first shot of the night, off the mark, and the rebound by Justin Neely. Starting five for UNCG. Got 2 graduate students and 2 freshmen in Younger and Marville in the starting five.
Got to look out for Donald Whitehead Jr. Exhibit A. That's an and one if they're going to give it to him. Yes, and they do. That's that extra step, and the NCAA Rules Committee implemented this season. You're going to get a little bit more continuation. But as for Whitehead, this was a Division II All-American. He is a jitterbug in its finest form, can get places off the bounce, and can really shoot the basketball as well.
The foul was on Darrion Williams for NC State. And Whitehead trying to cap off the three-point play. Can't do it. Starting five for NC State. That has averaged 71.5 points per game so far throughout the first 2. There's a 3 ball going down.
Paul McNeil, his ability to come off-ball screens is spectacular, and the elevation after the catch, so difficult to guard. High release point, I really like his potential long-term under Coach Will Wade.
NC State hit 19 threes in their first game, tied a school record against NC Central. Then the other night against UAB on Friday, Terrence, they started 0 for 12 from three-point range before they really picked it up.
Hey, if they're good shots, Will Wade, he wants to hit them, obviously, but you got to live with it. You run good offense.
McNeil again.
And he's going to be fine with it. A little quick right there. I'd like for the ball to pop around a little bit. 2 good possessions to start out the game. But you got 3 possessions, 3 threes. Try to find something else a little bit.
Marville's got it. Freshman from France. Neely runs right into a roadblock and a tie-up as Quadir Copeland got right in there and grabbed the ball. It's going to be UNCG possession in the alternating era.
I love Quadir Copeland. He is so active defensively. Look at his eyes. He gets in front of the driver, quick steal, and then he's going to wrestle that ball away. I think he's one of these all-toughness team guys, a 6'5" lead guard, very unselfish. I call him the microphone, but we'll explain why as this game goes on.
There's going to be a foul here, and free throws coming for UNCG. It's on Venel and Lubin. Oh, no free throws. It's on the floor. Marville to put it in. Having some trouble. Does get it in the last second. Whitehead. Neely trying to power his way through. Nothing doing there. Marville shut off. Tough fadeaway. Got it.
Tough player, Marville. Boy, with Orléans in France, and their under-21 team. Orléans, a very good program in their own right in Pro A. You get minutes there, you can go.
Copeland dishes it for Lubin, and he gets the bucket, and he's fouled.
I love it. Little ball screen and roll. Nice job, Quadir Copeland, understanding I can get away from it. Drags over the 5-man. Quick pop, and Venel and Lubin, who's not your typical 5 in terms of height, but in terms of width, really can carve out a lot of space.
Foul was on Domas Kozonas. His first, and Lubin connects.
I think what we'll notice, too, is whenever NC State makes a shot or after a free throw, they're going to switch up defenses. You can see right now a 1-2-1-1 3/4 court press just to get UNCG out of rhythm.
The senior Valentino Pineda is in the ball game for the first time this season as he missed the first 2 games, and driving underneath is Neely for the bucket, and we're tied at 6.
Neely's so good at getting his shoulders underneath your chest. He controls the defense. Nice finish.
Lubin fouled on his way in again, and it'll be Pineda that gets called for that ticket.
Pinedo getting caught out on the perimeter. He's not used to dealing out there all that often. Ben Alalubin, one thing he can do, you give it to him at the top of the key, he can straight line drive to try to create some contact. Got to get in the stance and probably give Ben Alalubin a little bit of room.
We were talking earlier about the personnel that NC State has. You said, what about at the 5 spot?
A little bit smaller, and if you look up and down the rosters in the ACC, there's a lot of big 5s in this league. So, but here's the counterpoint to that. Ben Alalubin, 6'8", 6'9", listed at 6'8", 250. He's got the strength to hold guys off, but one of the advantages of that, Mike, is his ability to step out and switch in 5 spots. Not every team in the league has that type of defensive versatility. Ben Alalubin supplies that for this team. You can really get out and pressure the ball with him on the floor. Yeah,
he needs to be able to do that both ends of the court. Offensively, you know now big guys got to shoot threes, and defensively, to your point. Didn't shoot a lot of threes back at UNC. A little bit of Vandy. This is his 4th school in 4 years. Here's a 3-pointer that's up and good by Marville.
Marville really good when he gets to his left-hand pull-up. Good elevation, knockdown shot. Gonna have to guard him.
He's got 5 points, and right back the other way is Williams, and NC State has regained the lead.
Darrion Williams is Wolfpack Barton.
100 consecutive start tonight for number 1, Darrion Williams, one of their top players. Another 3 by Whitehead, no good, and rebounded by McNeil. Williams again backs his way down on the mismatch and hits it over Whitehead.
Hey, that wasn't a mismatch. That was grown man over a not so tall man, if you will. Whitehead, as tough as he is physically, only stands about 5'10", or he's listed at that. Yeah. That's generous. Giving up about a foot there in that matchup.
Don't you love, though, the control from Williams? As he backed his way in. You don't have to use your off arm. He was very under control in that play.
Yeah, really smart by him. And sometimes you can get a little antsy thinking, well, I can beat this guy off the bounce. Touchdown. I could beat this guy off the bounce and really bully my way in. You have to maintain your balance, and that's why Williams is so good.
3-pointer McNeil. That's not there, but he got fouled. And 3 free throws coming for Paul McNeil. And we'll have it after we return in this a little bit of a skirmish here on the sideline in front of the UNCG bench. Let's wait and see what we got here, or if we will have anything. They're trying to separate the players. That's all right, Coach.
That's the only thing I could see outside of guys just barking early. And then at the beginning of the scuffle, and then at the end when he pushes again, he gets his second technical.
Gotcha.
Now he's ejected. So what's going to happen is Paul McNeil's going to shoot his 3 free throws from the ensuing foul. Then Gold is going to go down, shoot 4 free throws for the 2 technical fouls. And then it's going to be Gold basketball, Greensboro basketball. So.
Yeah, let's remember the situation is that McNeil was fouled shooting a 3. So he hits all 3 free throws, and then, like you said now here, Terrence, you got Donald Whitehead Jr. at the free throw line for the technicals. So they got Holloman for 2 in a row. Right there at the first when we saw the shove, and then at the end. And that's tough because he's tossed.
The alarming part for me was I thought Antoine Jones got up off the bench and made the first contact. And there's no technical called on him. So at what point are we... Where do we start the confrontation, I guess? Maybe I'm wrong, but well, it's tough when you have a shooter like Whitehead Jr. going to the line for 4. He can find his rhythm a little bit.
Now, they have 6 because there was a technical on Copeland as well. I thought they had.
So look at Zero's the one instigating first. And then 5 ends up getting a technical foul call, probably the first one around this area. He gets pushed. And then he turns around and starts talking again. So the swing, or not, it wasn't even a swing, it was a tap, really. Yeah. This is much. I think one technical would have been fine. Two technical is over the top. Right?
And what happened was you got the 2 free throws for the technical on Copeland, and then you got the 2 free throws for the essentially flagrant 2 foul.
No, two technical fouls.
Two
technical fouls on Holloman. That's why he's ejected. So the first technical foul, first 2 free throws, second 2, ball goes to Greensboro.
What about the technical on Copeland, though, too? It was a technical on 11, Quadir Copeland. We'll get it sorted out when we go to break and ask these officials, because that was a lot. Williams, after all that, it's 15-13. NC State by 2. Whistle and a foul here as Lubin will head to the line. Antoine Jones called for it. 14 fouls on UNCG and 4 on the Wolfpack. Van Allen Lubin.
Antoine Jones, that's a grown man. He's 7th school in 7 years, finishing his career at Greensboro. But he's got his hands full with Van Allen Lubin.
Well, here's this timeline, right? Look at this.
I mean, it's unbelievable, really. And the crazy part is he committed to Oklahoma State, then decommitted, signed at Texas A&M, got out, signs at Memphis, stays for a year, entered the portal, committed to UCF, gets out of the commitment, goes to Louisiana, or goes to Creighton, then Louisiana, then Bethune-Cookman. It's unbelievable. And Whitehead Jr., you better find that guy.
He knocks down a 3-ball here. And he's got 9 points of the 16 so far for UNC Greensboro. Foul away from the ball here. And it's on Lillian Marvin. That's his first.
But back to the point, he signs and plays at Creighton, then plays 8 games at Louisiana, then goes back to UCF, goes to Bethune-Cookman last year, plays 1 game, and then comes to UNCG. This guy is a renaissance man. He's all over the place.
Copeland trying to get it into Matt Abel, who's in for the first time tonight. True freshman from Baltimore. Highest ranked signee that NC State has had in 10 years. McNeil for 3. No. Tapped around. Rebound Williams. Yes.
So strong and is always on balance. He makes up for his lack of vertical burst by using his shoulders, staying on balance, and really just using his leverage against a sometimes bigger opponent.
Williams has 6 here early. So does McNeil, and so does Lubin, accounting for the 18 for NC State. Whitehead. Finda finds Pinedo, and he's fouled.
I'm telling you, it's a mentally tough bunch, this UNCG group. I mean, they're going to attack you relentlessly. A lot of grown men on that side of the ball, too. They do have some freshmen, sure. But the aforementioned Jones, 24, 25 years old. You look at Pinedo, who's at the free throw line. Yeah. He's been to the NCAA tournament at his prior stop at St. Francis, won the NEC. So they have some of these big, strong bodies that can compete. So if you don't get on top of things, if you're NC State, Greensboro, because of their style of play, is a team that can hang around.
Right. Well, they've got a chance here to cut it to 1. They've already had 7 lead changes in this game tonight. And that's a lane violation on UNC Greensboro.
Officiating crew's bringing it tonight.
They got a lot of stuff going on here. To your point, I mean, UAB did this early in the first half in the last game, and then NC State just kind of overwhelmed them toward the end of the first half and into the second half. That's how crucial the end and the early part of this halftime area is going to be for this Greensboro team tonight.
Absolutely. I like that set. I like this set right here. Getting Abel coming off a handoff at the top of the key. He's got some ability as Calzones gets his second foul. Matt Abel's got some ability. You're looking at another freshman in a year of freshman in college basketball. He's just another one of these super talented guys, a top 30 recruit. He's got good length, shoots a good ball. And Coach Will Wade raves about his maturity as a young player, his approach as a guy who's a little bit younger. You want guys who can work and know how to work. That's two different things.
Copeland spinning and throws it in for two.
Such a sweet move. Hey, Quadir Copeland, crafty is an understatement. I love how he plays and the swagger in which he plays with.
And the pressure that NC State now is putting on. They're up by 4, coming up on 13 minutes to go in this first half. Whitehead again for Jones. Shot clock is at 7, and a 3-second violation on UNCG.
How about Quadir Copeland? We talk about how crafty he is off the bounce. Splits the double team. Nice little finger roll. He just plays with such bravado and toughness. I love his game.
That's the first turnover for UNC Greensboro here in this first half, and NC State's only had one as well. Here's a foul.
See Alan Breed in the game. He came up from McNeil with Will Wade. Guy from Georgia. He played on a high school team at McEachern with Sharif Cooper and Isaac Okoro, both of which are on NBA rosters. But he's been in college basketball a long time because I think Okoro's on his second contract. So another guy who's just kind of hung around and stuck with it. Hasn't played a lot of basketball over the last 2 seasons due to a transfer and some injuries, but he has some ability. Played really well for Ed Cooley. Gets his own rebound.
Great job there by Breed on the offensive rebound. That leads to 2 as Jerry Dang puts it in. Largest lead of the first half. 6 points. Younger. And fouled on his drive in.
I'm not really sure what you're supposed to do defensively outside of just keeping your hands up. And I like the aggression. KJ Younger, he's a talented freshman. He's going to have some good games in the Southern Conference this year from the state of North Carolina. But if you're Sonia and you're coming over to help, you got to show your hands.
Yeah. Dang picks up a foul. And Younger will get another. 2 days from today, you and I are
back on
not that far down the road. Duke, and we'll have that for you against Indiana State. That's at 7 o'clock, and then NC Central at UNC at 9 o'clock Friday, right here on the ACC network. Both Duke and UNC off to the 3-0 starts. Game 4 for both on Friday night. Copeland for NC State. The lead is 5. Copeland again.
Wow. I love the patience. Change of direction. Hangs on one foot. So difficult to defend. Wow.
Younger back the other way. That doesn't go, and it's out of bounds off of UNC Greensboro. And a timeout. We will be back. 11:59 to go in the first half. Wolfpack have opened up a 7-point advantage.
7.
I talked to Jones before the game tonight, and he said, yeah, he goes, we called Will the young guy, and I was the old guy. Like, no, coach. He was part of the recruiting coordinator, Will Wade, as an assistant there, and Mike was more into getting some of the X's and O's down. They both had assistant coaches roles at VCU where they first met, and now meeting up here again tonight in this matchup.
You know, Mike Jones, prior to coaching, was a zoology major at Howard, and his first job out of college was animal testing, and he said they had rodents canines, primates. And he was in charge of the primates. So he would have to go and pick up the monkeys. Nice move by Abel. He would have to go and pick up the monkeys, and so they would test the medicines on the monkeys. He said they would get loose all the time, and he'd have to run and chase them and go down. And then he'd have his gloves up to his shoulders, and he said you'd have to be careful because some were docile, some were aggressive, but some of these diseases that the monkeys would get that they were testing for, if they bit you, they'd take you out in 2 weeks. So he said, I can't wait to get out of this and get into coaching. He's had a long, successful career in coaching, won everywhere he's been.
He has, and that
wanted to get out of monkey. Wanted to get out of monkey
Zoology,
testing.
yeah.
But he was on track to be a doctor.
Yeah.
Got an opportunity to coach at Sidwell Friends, and that's been the story ever since.
Well, that's your career path taking a crazy turn, right?
Left turn, man.
Yeah.
No, but one of the good guys. But he's got his guys playing hard right now. And this is what NC State's hoping for. Let's speed this game up a little bit.
Copeland goes down with it, gets it out here for Saunier. He got it knocked away, still has it. Bounces it, and missing on the runner is Dang.
I don't think Dang ever really caught the ball.
And a foul here.
Wait,
they didn't get the whistle blown. And Brian O'Connell had a foul.
We went from it being very physical to a little kerfuffle on one side, and now they're calling everything.
It's a 1-and-1 here.
I really like this young man, though. Justin Neely played really well against Kansas State. He's got that build that could have success at the SoCon level. Albany transferred last season. 11.5 points, 7 boards, close to 50% from the field. It's a guy who's relentless in his attack of the basket. If he's shooting his free throws well, that's going to help. So far this season, through 2 games, 14 points, 10 boards, 7 assists.
Yeah,
so he's the hub of everything this Spartan team does.
Spartans hanging right in this here. Neely makes it a 5-point game. He's got 4. Gives them a chance to set up their defense as well.
Exactly. And if nothing else, you're making NC State play at a slower pace, which is where Greensboro likes to be.
Williams pulls up. Doesn't get the bounce this time. And a good job there on the save from Neely. Whitehead, the runner. How about that?
So crafty off the bounce. Donald Whitehead Jr. can score it.
He's got 11 points tonight, Terrence. 3 of 4 from the field, 4 or 5 at the free throw line.
Well, he got all 4 of those free throws during that double technical situation.
Right.
You know, when you play against a scorer, the last thing you want to do is let him slow his body down to make some shots.
Williams, runner doesn't go. Tries to fight to get it back. It's loose. And a foul as UNCG's got it. That was Marville that picked it up. Let's see who they call here. It's on Dang, and that's going to be his 3rd.
We've had 16 fouls called in the first 10 minutes of this game. I like the effort here. And if you're a UNCG, they're not going to back down. Toughness in their DNA. I remember anytime as a player or a coach, you played UNCG or you played Radford, where Mike Jones was at before, you'd have a nightmare before because you just knew you were in for it, and they make you play their way. So right now, 24-22, a lot of free throws, exceedingly physical. That's right up their alley.
Well, as evident of this now 1-point game halfway through this first half, 24-23. 6-0 run here for UNCG after it looked like NC State was gaining some momentum with a 7-point lead. Dang for 3. Saved from going out by Marville.
I like Dang shooting threes. I like him when they're more in rhythm. He caught it, thought about it too long. If you don't have it right off the catch, go ahead and get rid of that basketball.
Marville to the corner. It's Whitehead for three. It's good.
Eventually, you got to guard him. My goodness, Donald Whitehead Jr. They gave him a 2. But the man can score it.
No, my bad. Meant that he had 2, or actually, it's a second three-pointer.
Yeah, it was a 3. Yeah, excuse me. I thought it was a 3, but nice move.
Back the other way, missing on the threes. McNeil, it's out of bounds, and it's UNC Greensboro possession. Yeah, I mean, Whitehead, he's 4 of 5 from the field, 2 for 3 from three-point range, and he's got a game-high 14 points.
A really good player, right at 20 points a game, or excuse me, 19.5 points a game last season. And like sometimes these guys get looked over because of the height. Man, he's shifty. He gets to spots. They've been small. He's been small his whole life. He's had to score that way his whole life.
Yeah.
Nothing changes when you get to college, and you can't help too much off of him, or he's going to make you pay.
And how about the probably chip on his shoulder coming from Division II, Cal University of Pennsylvania, where they did have a great run. They played some really good teams at their level. But now to come here and do what he's doing at this level, that's pretty impressive.
Absolutely.
And losing the handle out of bounds, UNCG there and kneeling.
But you'll see every time NC State gets the ball back, it's after a dead ball. It's after a foul. Like this is the kind of wrestle that the Spartans really like to play, and they love to play in the mud. Where NC State, where they're most comfortable, at least in their first 2 games, has been when the game's moving a little bit.
Yep. They're 0 for their last 7 from the field as they're down by 2. Lubin, hook doesn't go. Whitehead again.
I knew it was going up.
From NBA range, not there.
That was well beyond NBA range. My man's foot was on the wall.
Yeah. Heat check there for sure, and now here's Breed, who hands off for Williams.
Okay, so if I'm NC State, this is not what I want. And Copeland gets hit in the face, but when things have not gotten difficult so far for the Wolfpack, but you see right now, Darrion Williams is chasing the ball a little bit. It's not working for them at this particular moment. Continue to move the basketball, even though they're being really physical. Can't chase this basketball.
No, I agree with you. I mean, there's 5 guys in double figures in scoring right now in this season, and they've got one of them at 9 right behind them. So it's a team game where a lot of players can hurt you.
That's exactly right, but in order for that to happen, you know, McNeil Jr. needs that ball to move. Van Allen Lubin needs that ball to move. Darrion Williams, he can create some in isolation, but even he is better when the ball pops around a little bit. So, you know, right now, guys are getting frustrated. Don't run towards the ball. Let the ball work for you.
We're tied at 26. The foul was on Asan Madian. And that's our 5th tie of the night here with 8:10 to go in the first half. Jones lost it. Williams outlets to Breed. Back to Williams, cross court. Finds a wide open McNeil for 3.
Not just a great shot, but a great pass and a better screen by Van Allen Lubin on that backside to get McNeil open in the corner. That's good offense by the Wolfpack. Second
3 of the game for McNeil. He's got 9 points. And it's back to a 3-point NC State lead. 7.5 to go in the first half. Whitehead for the tie.
Good defensive possession. Now get out and run. Let this ball work a little bit.
Breed. Going to be a blocking foul here on Whitehead. That's his first, and we're going to have free throws when we return. Wolfpack by 3. Back and forth here in this one between these two.
It's a great job of number 22, Van Allen Lubin, finding an opportunity for another guy, and an even better pass by Darrion Williams, who, to be honest with you, Mike, has surprised me with how well he has seen the floor in the first 2 games and almost 2.5 games of his NC State career.
No, I agree with you, because it looks like, you know, he's well dialed into the game plan. He's not out of control, really within the framework of the team. And this is the preseason ACC Player of the Year, too, by the way, that we're talking about in Williams.
The overall impact of what he is right now, in my mind, a first-team All-American preseason, because of how he totally can control the game, either with his scoring and with his passing. He was a big-time gift for NC State, and he seems like he's the guy who started the momentum for this program once Will Wade took over.
It's a 7-0 run for NC State. We've had 5 ties and 9 lead changes here in this one.
And look, NC State continuing to switch 5 ways. Vin Allen-Lubin staying in front of a point guard. That's terrific defense. Now you got to finish possession.
Marville's missed runner gets back out to Jones, and 20 on the shot clock for UNCG. Whitehead. Marville pulls up. No. Rebound, Breed.
Coach Will Wade said that Breed was going to get some opportunity today.
He's played 8 minutes so far here in this first half. 7-0 run still for the Wolfpack, leading by 5. Copeland. No.
Everywhere but in.
Marville got bumped by Copeland out a double team.
Oh, no.
And they stole it, but out of bounds was NC State.
We're going to be able to take another look at it. I think Darrion Williams did step out of bounds on the side. A little bit of a bummer. Nice help coming over. You'll see his right foot. Well, pretty close. Will doesn't agree.
Yeah.
I appreciate the toughness that NC State over the last 4 to 5 minutes has shown on the defensive end of the floor. Whitehead got going a little bit. They started to chest up a little bit more, play with a little bit more physicality. When they switch with force, it's much harder to score on them. Now they're sending a second guy at the ball.
And a timeout by UNC Greensboro. And we'll step aside with them. 6:04 to go in the first half. Wolfpack by 5, back in 30 seconds.
Ways to get easy looks, and for 2 teams that have been playing exceedingly physical basketball, it makes it tough. I'll be honest too, NC State's had opportunities. I think I've seen about 4 shots go all the way in and bounce out.
Here's Whitehead. 5 to shoot. UNC Greensboro Younger has to put it up, and he is fouled and should have 3 free throws coming here as well.
I'm not really sure why Will's upset. Alan Breed obviously had his hands in the cookie jar right there. We're going to be able to, maybe we can take another look at it. When you get to that spot and they pick up their dribble and you're that close, hands need to go straight up in the air.
And they're looking to see whether it's a 2 or a 3. And it is a 3. They confirmed it. So 3 shots here for Younger.
We'll see. Alan Breed gets stuck out on an island. And you know what? Younger extends forward too. So I'm not sure I really love that call, but you got to put your hand straight up.
Younger's going to get one more. Sunday afternoon on the ACC network. We've got women's basketball doubleheader. Jacksonville, Georgia Tech at 3, then Indiana at Florida State at 5. That comes your way on Sunday right here on the ACC network and the ESPN app. Florida State, Indiana. Florida State 3-1, Indiana 3-0. Start off this season.
See if this game can loosen up a little bit. We've had 19 foul calls.
Correct.
And 30 free throws taken.
Copeland kicks it. McNeil for 3. And Healy to lead up. We've also had a player for each team being fouled shooting a 3. We've had a technical on Quadir Copeland for NC State. And then one on Trey Holloman, and they tossed him from the game for NC State from an earlier skirmish.
And there's a lot of fouls. There's at 20 fouls now combined to go along with what's about to be 32 free throws. College hoops is back.
Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? We were talking earlier about like the new rule changes where, for a fan's reference now, any out of bounds play has to be challenged. If you want to look at it,
sure,
has to be challenged by the coaching staff, and you get a challenge. And if you get it right, you get one more final challenge. If you don't, you lose a timeout. So
sure,
anytime nowadays you're saying, oh, review out of bounds, it has to be a coach's challenge. Even in the last 2 minutes of the game anymore, it's not. The referees cannot go to the monitor.
Needed it.
Copeland for three.
NC State needed it. I needed it more. My goodness. Quadir Copeland. He hits the three. He's tough to guard.
And he's got 9 points here. And a foul called on Copeland. That's the second. What I was about to get at is that once you start it, you're in kind of that mode. Let's go back to the three first.
I like it. Face up, hand down, man down, as a wise man once said. Quadir Copeland, if he hits the three, that opens up his game because he's so good off the bounce. It's really tough to defend. He's got good size, good length, and he never stops talking, even to the officials, even to Will Wade, to his teammates. I dubbed him the microphone a couple of years ago. Checks out.
Yes, he does. That's 3 fouls on Copeland now, actually, because he had the technical.
And the fact that Trey Holloman got ejected earlier in the game. This is tough sledding with Allen Breed, who hasn't played much now at the point guard spot. Going to really be relying on him today.
And it's a 4-point game here, 34-30, with under 5 minutes to go in the first half. And Breed brings it up. Lubin almost got it stolen away. Williams, nice.
So calm, so composed, so collected.
And a foul.
My gosh, that's enough.
It's on Van Lubin. That's his second.
Welcome to the ref show.
That's 12 fouls now on NC State here in this game.
Let's take another look at it because I love whistles being blown. Look, Van Lubin comes over. Younger's off balance.
Yeah, he pushed him out. I mean, I know there's been a lot of fouls tonight.
Mike, that's a whole bunch of nothing. I'm off balance. I have the ball over my head. That is a bailout call by this officiating crew that's been full of them so far. Like, if you're going to come in, you're playing at NC State in the Lenovo Center. This is big-time basketball. And for it to be thrown to a halt the way it has been, my goodness.
It's a little frustrating, obviously, because some of the great players here are out of this game dealing with foul trouble right now. You got 3 on Copeland. You got 3 on Dang for NC State. Here's a 3. That's good. McNeil does it again.
So good at swinging his hips around to get his shoulders square, and he elevates. He's got to be 10 feet off. I mean, his hands have got to be more than 10 feet off the ground whenever he releases.
He is knocking down the threes here. He's 3 of 6 from three-point range, 10 of 21 so far for the season. Fight for the miss, and Williams has it for the Wolfpack. Breed to the hole.
Come on. Allen Breed, seldom used, never forgotten. Sped up.
Right.
Never sped up. And here are his appearances last year. I mean, just such a good player.
Yeah, and the one thing about, you know, what he's been able to do, like you said, where it's not sped up, Craig Hamill, their sports information director, who talked to, who's helped us getting ready for these games. He said, you know, someone said, it looks like he's playing chess out there, and the other 9 players are playing checkers.
That's exactly right. And that also comes along the line. Tough move. That also comes with being an older guy who's been in college for a long time. A nice move by Pinedo, going baseline, drawing the foul. And I think the first thing that everybody kind of points to, and you were talking about the challenge earlier, if you watch NBA games, they can challenge foul calls and everything. Not available in the college game. So obviously a big portion of that. Mike, you did such a good job of explaining it to me, because I talked to several different people in officiating, trying to understand this rule, what you could and couldn't challenge, and at what points of game you could or couldn't.
Yeah, it's a little confusing, to say the least, and obviously the reason is a three-pointer is no good by McNeil. The reason for it was to try to speed up the games a little bit toward the end and all the reviews, but
see, we're in disagreement about this. We talked about this before the game. I think, for the most part, another one. For the most part, the officials on out-of-bounds calls get the call right. So if you want to review it, go ahead and challenge the play, and that's fine. You should see Neely, man. He is so strong, and that's a foul.
Yeah, that's definitely a foul. And what has to, you know, be tough here for the fans, because they've all been incited, I guess, as well. How many calls there have been tonight? They're just going to start screaming no matter what it is, even if it is correct, which it was. It was definitely a foul on that play, but I know what you're saying. It certainly brings the game to a little bit more of a standstill. That is our 24th foul this first half.
It's been a lot. You know what the crazy part about this whole thing is you look at the stats, and NC State really 45% from the field, 36% from 3, only 1 turnover, but because it's been slowed down to a crawl, it's made it really difficult.
Williams takes on 3, Pinedo, and it's intercepted by Williams. McNeil had a steam.
So athletic. Paul McNeil Jr. You see him knocking it down from the perimeter. You see the athleticism in the open floor, too.
Neely kicks it out. Marville, that's a 3. That's no good. And Williams, another rebound. He's got 8 tonight with 9 points. Abel. And Pinedo grabs the rebound.
Interested to see how they can get Donald Whitehead Jr. in a position to score. Send a ball screen up to him. He's been the guy that UNCG's been able to rely upon to get a shot.
Well, you called it. He got it, and then had to push it back out. On the drive here, Marville. No. Rebound, NC State. Saunier. Abel. Fouled.
They're going to give him free throws right here. And that is another point of this year. They do get the extra step if they're gathering to get in a shooting motion. As you see, foul right there, 1, 2.
Well, here's the thing. They're over the double.
That's true. That's true. Yeah,
doesn't matter.
They did wave 2 as soon as he was fouled, though. That's the only reason I
know what you're saying.
say that. Yeah.
You're wondering, was that would have been an actual shooting foul, or would it have been on the floor? But it's 2 free throws nonetheless for right now. But I know what you're saying. They called the foul on Clinton Afinda. He's got 3 for UNCG, number 2. And now all of a sudden, NC State has built up a 13-point lead, adding to their largest of the night. It's Noah Nargo from Denmark. Number 6, who's in. Has it. Nargo back out to the outside. Neely kicks it. Now go for three. It's good.
Danish national, he can do that. Three-point shooter, just a freshman. Went to high school in Spain and comes over. He's a big-time player.
They needed that. One for their last 8 able air balls in here for NC State. And that was saved from going out by Younger and into the hands of Neely, who was fouled.
McNeil,
See Norgar drive to the middle by Neely. He just turned into such a good passer. My goodness. Baseline drive, baseline drift, knockdown. But what a look on the baseline right here. That is not an easy find. Norgar's an interesting kid. I mean, played in the FIBA U18 Division B Eurobasket Cup last summer, was the MVP and made the All-Star 5 there. This is a guy who can get hot in a hurry. Three-point shooter, still adjusting to the speed of the college game, but this is a guy who can really fill it up.
Yeah, that's what he told me earlier today as well, Terrence. You said it, the speed and also the physicality that you have over here in the U.S. as well. It's an 8-point game as NC State can hold for the final shot of the first half. Ten seconds to go. Williams got it.
Darrion Williams.
And a heave-ho. And that's the end of the first half. Williams, with that bucket, now has 11, and that's 3 behind McNeil for the team high, and the Wolfpack lead it by 10.
I mean, nice management at the clock at the end.
Bucks will lead at NC State, trying to go to 3-0. They get a 10-point half. NC State shot 44% in the first half. UNCG at 40%. And here's Allen Breed. They begin with Abel in as well. The freshman number 3 as Williams drives in. Gets the runner. He's done that all night. He is 6 for 11 with 12 points.
I like the offensive set coming out of the half, opening it up on the right side of the floor, getting him to his strong hand. Nice finish off the glass.
Williams also has 8 rebounds in this game for the Wolfpack as well.
Good defensive possession. I like the energy, high hands. NC State understanding the first 4 minutes of this second half incredibly important, not just for them, but UNCG trying to keep their confidence up after playing really well in the first.
On the runner is Whitehead. It doesn't go. Lubin's got the rebound.
Good job, Lubin, staying in front of the smaller Whitehead. That's not an easy task.
Williams back to Lubin. Now back to Williams. Minute gone by, second half. Williams to Abel. That's a 3. It's in and out. Foul on the rebound on Van Allen Lubin. His third. UNCG led this game 26-24, and they've been outscored 25-11 since then.
If I'm Matt Abel and I catch that ball in the corner like that.
Younger fouled on his way in. What were you thinking?
I think on the other side, fans visibly frustrated. On the other side, Darrion Williams makes a nice pass, baseline drive, baseline drift. Abel catches it so far above his head. That's one as a freshman. Like, go ahead and give that ball up. That's a really hard shot to catch it above your head and cut back down.
Darrion Williams was called for a second personal foul for NC State. KJ Younger, the true freshman from Matthews, North Carolina. Neely tracks down the offensive rebound. Younger for 3. And McNeil skies in for that one. He's got 4 boards tonight. Out out of bounds on the sideline was able that time.
I like the pace, though. Push it up. Nice cross-court pass, then the hit ahead. You're trying to play with a little bit more rhythm.
Younger in a trap. And a traveling violation.
But again, like, you're going to turn the basketball over. Those things are going to happen. If you're UNCG, you're okay with this one, right? Dead ball turnover, set your defense. You've guarded fairly well first few possessions of this half. Make sure this game's at a crawl.
7 total turnovers for UNCG, 2 for NC State. Inside bucket scored by Musa Sanye.
That's just a nice job coming off a down screen. Paul McNeil understanding they're tucking and tailing now that he hit a couple of threes. Curls it, finds the open man.
Marvell, wow, how about that? Tough fadeaway with contact.
Really tough shot. Goes baseline, bounces back. Able to hit the tough floater.
Terrence, you keep looking up here, and UNCG is still in this game.
That's exactly right. They just hang around, and it's because of the toughness plays, the rebound on the free throw. That's something they're going to rely upon. That's a tough look.
McNeil in the step back 3 doesn't go, and now Neely has it. And a chance to go back into single digits with a bucket here. Good ball reversal here as Whitehead puts up a 3. It's no good. And that is out of bounds off of NC State.
My focus right now, if I were the Wolfpack, you have to finish possessions because they're getting the spots. They're making them shoot, have tough looks. Finish a possession with a defensive rebound, and then you can get out and run a little bit. UNCG crashing the glass with at least 4 on some possessions. You got to finish the job.
Well, UNCG didn't have any offensive rebounds. They got 3 now here in the second half as Whitehead drains a 3 you've been calling for it all night, Terrence. They still will not get on him.
And that's a killer. Matt Abel completely lost track of where the ball was at. And Whitehead just lined it up and fired.
And Williams comes back for the 3. Trying to fire up the troops here. He's got 15 points. Whitehead. Marvell runs into a roadblock, and that ball hit the baseline out of bounds.
Both teams, basket starting to open up a little bit on one side. Ball reversal, sure. Whitehead, he's able to find one. Abel completely turned his head. And then Darrion Williams, excuse me, just so calm, cool, and collected. Knocks it through. Look at the microphone over there letting everybody hear about it. They're a little jawing back and forth.
Maybe he was telling him, will you put up a 3? And he's like, I did. There you go. All right, we got it. He's like, that's what I'm talking about. Williams. This time it doesn't go. Rebound by Neely. Crowd wanted a foul. It's an 11-point lead for the Wolfpack. We're coming up on 16 minutes to go in the game. Neely. Good D there by Williams. Five to shoot. Pineda. No, and foul and a rebound on UNC Greensboro. They call it on Neely, and we will return. 4 minutes gone by in the second half. It's an 11-point advantage for NC State.
At NC State.
Well said, and he really does feel he's got that ability. And I think with this level of talent now in the conference this year, as this 3-pointer goes up, and that's off by McNeil, but an offensive rebound back to Williams for 3. That one's good. Level of competition and players in this conference is a lot better this year, Terrence, in the ACC.
Absolutely it is. Yeah, sure did.
Yeah.
Double dribble, and you alluded to it. Man, off an offensive rebound, that's the best time to get a three-point look. The defense is all inside the paint. He walks into it, lines it up, forget about it. 8 out of the 10 points for NC State does Darrion Williams have. He's been really good. Hey, a lot of it, you said a more competitive ACC. All the coaching changes, only good news for all 4 changes in the league. And I know we'll talk about it as this second half goes along, but I mean, a lot of optimism about the league nationally as far as who was brought in new, the recruiting, the uptick in recruiting, the players. I mean, it's an exciting time in this league, and it's going to be a really fun season.
Pinedo kicks it. It's a 3-ball. That is no good. And rebound NC State off of the Affinda miss. I think you had also told me earlier it's the year of the freshmen.
It is.
So many talented freshmen.
It absolutely is. And there's a few of them in this game. Sanye, one of them.
The freshman scores it. Very skilled big man. I mean, 22 years old. He played professional basketball, okay, overseas, now coming here. So he's got experience.
Played for Manresa, which is right outside of Barcelona, known as a professional team with a lot of young players. Sanye, I mean, his ability to put it on the deck from the perimeter stands out. You see him, he catches it in the corner, ball fake, drives, almost loses his balance, but he's such a good athlete, able to finish. He's a guy, professional basketball in the ACB, the top level in Spain. I mean, he has that experience.
How about that for the moves there from the corner? He's also capable of shooting that ball, like you said, a 3-pointer, but then to be able to get in there on that drive at 6'10", 235. That was impressive. Last 3 years, as you said, over in Spain so far.
And if you make the team at Manresa, that means you're looked at in the country of Spain as one of the next really good players. So what happens is Real Madrid and Barcelona, they'll sign these high-level young players. They will loan them out, and Manresa is usually a team that gets those players because of the proximity to Barcelona, one, and two, they've just developed such a reputation for being developmental teams. And he's showing why, and Darrion Williams keeps getting wide open.
And he's knocking them down. That is his 3rd 3 of the night. He's got 21 points, and it's now the largest lead of the night for NC State at 17. You can't leave that guy that wide open. I mean, he is making them pay.
I mean, this is not very good scouting report defense. You need to stay a little bit longer if you're number 24, Landon King. Help the helper is needed against Darrion Williams. Tough.
Air ball on the 3 there by Whitehead.
How about Jerry Dang getting out and contesting the smaller Whitehead? We talked about the switchability of the NC State front court, like showing dividends right now.
NC State, they've gone 9 deep in this game tonight. We were told that Terrence Arsenault probably not going to see the court, dealing with an injury, so he is out. As driving in is Copeland for the 2, and it's now a 19-point lead.
When Copeland's not in foul trouble, he's played pretty well today. Attacking the rim, finding teammates. I'm a big fan of what he is, and the NC State faithful all over my guy Whitehead.
And an offensive foul on Whitehead.
I think the size finally starting to play a role. You know, right now you look at the players on the floor. Allen Breed stands about 6'3". He's the smallest guy on the floor for the Wolfpack right now.
Called a foul on Neely, actually, on the offensive foul there. And now Williams trying to go on the cut, looking for Dang, and he got fouled.
And UNCG's done a nice job. They're switching that first back door and then keeping the guy to slide up. And for the most part, Whitehead's done a nice job of getting there and getting hands on the ball or steal.
So that one was on Whitehead. $19-point lead here for the Wolfpack. 7 minutes gone by, second half. Williams, game high 21. Another tough fadeaway. He hit one earlier, though, and that's tapped out by Sanye and into the hands of Neely.
Neely's quietly put together a nice little stat line. 9 points, 12 boards.
This is Landon King for 3, and he hits it.
They just hang around, don't they? They just continue to play. Now, NC State's pushed it out to 16 points, sure. But it seems like every possession, the Spartans just continue to compete. If you're Mike Jones, you have to be really happy with some of this. Oh, spin cycle!
Copeland, and he's got 13 on 5 of 6 from the field.
He rocks you to sleep, and then he explodes to the rim.
Look at the points in the paint, Terrence. 30-4 in favor of the Wolfpack.
That's a massive differential. UNCG in the first half knocked down a lot of jump shots and free throws.
Another 3 up by King. That's no good. It's NC State ball when we come back.
Quadir Copeland does a lot on the floor. Rocks you to sleep. Quick explosion and a little spin to the cup. That's a really nice team there at the Commonwealth. Auburn at Auburn for the ACC SEC Challenge. Stephen Pearl, now the head coach there. Bruce's kid. Liberty always tough. And then Kansas and at Ole Miss. Those are not easy games. Some high-level coaching matchups.
Well, you're talking about that VCU and the staff we talked about with these two coaches, Coach Jones and Will Wade were assistants on that staff. McNeil, how about, he was really sparked with the help of assistant coach Brett Nelson, who is now at VCU, and he told him that he had started helping him in January and really starting to get his game going again, and that's where he took off toward the end of last year and into the early part of this season, where he goes from averaging 4 points a game to 17. He's got 14 tonight.
And Brett Nelson, a pretty good player in his own right, played at Florida with Teddy Dupay and Udonis Haslam. That was a good team.
No doubt.
Yeah, so you want to learn shooting from a shooter,
right?
Go to Brett Nelson.
The coaching circle, right? You know, in college basketball, I mean, you know, you've been around, you do all these games, these teams. It's pretty crazy, right? How it all comes back around and who you know.
They call it the coaching fraternity, man. And like, if one guy has success at a spot, like Will had success at VCU, like, people he's around are going to get those shots as well. He gets the job because he was good with Shaka Smart, right? So, like, it's amazing how all these things work.
Yeah, all those assistants, you know, head coaches. Mike Rhodes from Penn State now.
You know what's crazy is NC State's up 20, but it's been a methodical possession by possession by possession. Like, we need to start getting stops. We need to run good offense. We need to get our best player the ball in some advantageous spots. And it just kind of builds on itself. Nice play.
Dang for 3. Got it. Nothing but net after he was called for the foul the other end. He drains a 3. And it's 71-48.
And what an unselfish play by Darrion Williams, who in this second half has played really well shooting the basketball.
It's foul on Sanye, his third.
But terrific job. Dang, who gets rewarded for the steal. You got the pass back to Darrion Williams, who's feeling himself. Good shot for a great shot that ends up on the left 45. Jerry Dang, he can do that. He can knock down threes off the catch. He gets rewarded for the good defensive play.
19 threes in the first game for NC State. 10 in the last game in the win over UAB. They've had 8 here tonight, 8 of 20. As Whitehead has another. Whitehead's got 18 points in this game. That leads all scorers for UNCG, the only player in double figures right now for them.
He's been pretty efficient, which isn't easy to do. You know, you look at his size, listed at 5'10", I would say closer to 5'8", 5'9". Just so quick off the bounce. creates contact just enough to get the foul call. He's at the free throw line, not able to knock it through though.
Well, he's been good. He's 5 for 11 from the field, to your point. The rest of the team is 6 of 19. It's on Younger, this foul.
Quadir Copeland, he smells blood in the water right now. You see him taking the ball up. He's eyeballing the defense. There's a different sort of assertiveness with him right now.
He has it. On the kick for McNeil. And now Dang, another three. Almost. Sanye, offensive board of the stick back.
My goodness. Explodes off the floor. What athleticism.
6 points and 6 rebounds for him. 12 second chance points for NC State in this game, and the 7 offensive rebounds, as you see on your screen. Here's Whitehead. Double team back out to Marville. 3 ball, no good by Madian. Another 3, Whitehead, that is good.
The air ball chants don't bother Whitehead in the least, do they?
They're all over him, you know, and it's one of those things where this is where, you know, it's tough these days, right, in college basketball because everybody moves everywhere. But I remember some games and some places where a guy might have done that one year, and then when his team came back the next year, the fans remembered that. And they were just booing him again, like the whole time. And that's a nice drive there by Jones.
Good strong finish by Jones. Good verticality on the other side of that.
Dang for the basket and a foul. Few and ones here in the second half.
Dang's been assertive on the offensive side of the ball. You get out and you run a little bit. Sweeps, goes through, goes into the chest of the defender. Pinedo, hands down, foul call. Dang played pretty well in the second half.
Shows how he can move the ball and how he can stretch the floor. And he's certainly a mismatch because he can knock down the three or he's taking you off the dribble. And that's at 6'9", 230.
He has some talent. Started his college career at Hampton. Goes down to Florida State. Terrific catch and shoot guy there. He's got good size and athleticism. Can guard.
Offensive rebound here on the miss, and that was by Sanye. Now a 3 ball on the way. McNeil, he steps right into it.
Offensive rebounds leading to open threes. And McNeil, to me, sometimes he can get to standing straight up whenever he's catching the ball in a catch and shoot. Another steal. Things getting sloppy. This game's starting to open up a little bit. Not good for the Spartans.
A-ball. Scoring barrage here for NC State. The lead is now 26. Total points in the first 2 games, most since the 90-91 season when they had scored 255 in the first 2 games, but it's been an onslaught here in this one too. 114 they scored in game 1, 94 in the last game on Friday against UAB. And they got 80 so far here tonight with another 8.5 still to go.
And I'll be honest with you, Mike, I think this game has been the most impressive because they've had to do it methodically. It hasn't been like these giant, 8-point bursts in 40 seconds. Like they've had to stack possessions and stack possessions. NC State playing really well. Nice pass.
Whitehead, 3 ball. In and out. What about NC State's ability to put up all these points, okay, throughout the first 3 games? What are you seeing here as McNeil puts up another 3? About defensively for these opponents. I get it, the level of competition at times, but they're about to score over 300 points in 3 games.
I mean, it's pretty incredible, really. And the thing that I've learned when playing NC State, you better not go under ball screens. Because it's happened time and time again where UNCG has got caught going under trying to protect the paint. And NC State's just done a nice job of taking what the defense giving them, not making it too complicated.
Dang on the block. McNeil fouled from behind on the pass from Abel. And it takes us to a timeout. It's a 10-0 run over 2 minutes for NC State. They lead big time here. And it's a big deal for him, and he feels like he's kind of that glue guy, right, for this team, and he's showing it.
They call him Q. I call him the microphone because it's never stopped. And, you know, I called a Syracuse game a couple of seasons ago, and he didn't stop talking the entire shoot-around, and he was a freshman. So at some point, I was wondering, is this guy going to run out of energy? Today, same exact thing, same exact energy, same enthusiasm. He's an everyday guy. And we talked to Will. We're like, man, he's got to be a pleasure to coach as a point guard. He goes, well, sometimes. He said sometimes because it never shuts off.
Shoot the fucking ball!
Now Copeland here guarding Afinda. Ball knocked away. Here's Williams. To McNeil.
On time and on target. Nice pass to McNeil. Sweet finish.
24 for McNeil. Williams has 23. Copeland's got 13. Those three themselves have outscored UNC Greensboro tonight. Nargo. Neely for three.
The lid has been closed on that end of the floor. First half, Greensboro just knocking down shots. Second, the defensive intensity turned up to a different level.
They're 0 for their last 4. Yep. 14-0 run. Make it 17-0 as Williams smiles on his 4th 3 of the night.
Paul McNeil said, hey, man, I'm open too. Hey, you let that man cook the way he's been playing.
It's a duel between those two back and forth because it's 26 for Williams down, 24 from McNeil, and a block by him from behind.
And then back down on the other end, Williams with a terrific straight-up contest. And a lot of times, like, you're not going to block the shot if you're the primary defender. It's got to be that secondary guy. Perfect example right there. McNeil coming back and blocking from the blind side as Quadir Copeland checks out of the game.
And he wants to get in one of our seats in the future. He's a communications major. He said broadcasting might be something for him down the line.
I can see it.
Basketball's done, right?
I could see it. Well, I mean, he never stops talking. I never stopped talking. So here we are.
Oh, yeah, you can see the energy, and, you know, he's one of those guys where they say, well, you love him if he's on your team, and you hate him if he's not,
That's right.
Yeah, because he can get into it with you.
And sometimes you hate him if you are on the same team. But I think the big point, if you're going to be a quality leader, like, you're not going to be liked all the time because you got to address tough topics. Just give him another one. What are we doing? My man is cooking.
5 of 7 from three-point range now with 29. And NC State has scored 301 points already in 2 games, 2 and a 3/4 games right now. I mean, wow.
And he's just walking into him. And the thing is, it's, you know, UNCG's running back to get in the paint and try to protect. If you're going to switch, you have to switch aggressively, and that's Pinedo, who has not played a lot of basketball. This is his first game of the season. If you're going to go 5-man switch on a shooting 4, you have to get up aggressively, or else he's just walking into it. That's target practice.
Totally. 5 of 7 for him, 5 for 11 for McNeil. Those two have hit 10 of the 12 NC State three-pointers. Here's Abel. On the kick out.
Another one.
Another one is right. Oh, man. Darrion Williams with 32 and 6 of 8 from three-point range.
Standing ovation and well-deserved.
Well, can they score 75 points in another 4 minutes and 37 seconds? That would be the record. But they got 304 through the 3 games so far here tonight. Next point puts them in sole possession of second place since 1990 for the most points in 3 games. And a bucket here by KJ Young.
Hey, small thing. I appreciate how Will Wade leaves him in to get 30. It's up with 32 and then yanks him out of the game.
I was going to say, when is he coming out? That was the last we're going to see of Williams. Here's Abel for 3. That one's good.
Mike Corey, when it rains, it pours.
14 threes tonight. And in terms of scouting report, like you said, if you're not getting on the 3-point shooters against this NC State team, you're in trouble. I mean, they've now hit 43 three-pointers this season.
Official timeout.
The top 25 year after year after year for average attendance. And the program this year, right, you know, Will Wade comes in and the excitement here, they sold 10,302 season tickets. The most since the 2016-17 season when they had just over 11,000. I mean, that tells you what this fan base is all about, number one, and that
it's a loyal fan base.
Like this is going to be a really good year.
And they have some toughness about it. You talk about continuing to show up even when times were hard.
Right.
I mean, this is a passionate fan base. And Will made a great point to me earlier this season, or not this season, but earlier this fall. He was like, you know, in the city of Raleigh, it's NC State, North Carolina, then Duke. In the state, it's North Carolina, NC State, and Duke. Nationally, it's Duke, North Carolina, NC State. So the city, according to Will Wade, is all about some NC State basketball.
That's pretty good. 3 ball up, no good from Nargo. And it's back out for another 3, and that one is good by Hassan Madian. All right, let's talk UNCG and thoughts with these guys now. They're going to drop to 0-3.
They need to keep playing first and foremost, and they're going to have to guard the 3 somehow because we're at a buck 0-2.
Better than tonight.
And the Wolfpack are shooting 50% from 3. So that's not going to do it. In a league in the Southern Conference where, quite frankly, I started broadcasting, was in the SoCon. That league offensively is really good. And there's a lot of shooting and there's a lot of really good coaching. You got to guard the 3 ball.
Agreed. Here's a steal. Dang, showtime. SoCon's actually around the number 12, 13 best conferences in the country out of the 31. You know what I mean? That's good competition there for sure. And you're right, Coach Jones and company have to get back and regroup. And for NC State, another 100 plus. 107 now is McNeil. What's he still doing in the game?
Man.
27 for McNeil. What a way to end the night.
Jerry Dang gets out in transition. Nice look ahead. Open lane, cleared for takeoff. Next possession, a little sidestep. Paul McNeil take as many steps as he likes. And Will Wade, ever the confidence-giving coach, has Paul McNeil Jr. looking like a new man this season.
No doubt.
Oh, no.
'61 points for Paul McNeil here in this early part of the season. A steal for Younger. Fouled by Abel on his way in. Yeah, Terrence, one other thing, too. That was just the 4th turnover by NC State in terms of this kind of rough and tumble game that we've had here tonight.
It's been really physical. And in the second half, the game loosened up. Not as many foul calls. And you could see how they're willing to jump in and embrace those things, despite at times being undersized at the 5 position. But you see the physicality on the perimeter defense. When they switch with power, and that changes things. And I'll say this, you know, I played in the ACC 2 years. I used to love coming and playing here and looking behind the goals when you shoot free throws. Morgan Freeman's back there. We got bricks, like actual bricks. I mean, just the creativity of the student section. Like, this is why you love college basketball. It's not just to play on the floor.
That's great.
Is that Kim K crying? That's a Chick-fil-A cow? I mean, this is just, you know, college basketball is not just the game. It's everything around it. The ambiance, nice pass.
Now, this atmosphere has been awesome here, as this is Scotty Ibube. He's going to head to the line here for NC State.
Transfer from Wyoming, played in the Mountain West last season. So strong physically is Ibube. Quite an adjustment, though, more of a true 5. Tough fit offensively with this unit.
60 points in this second half. That's the only tough thing we've seen here tonight. Saturday morning, 10 a.m., live from Pittsburgh. It's the Huddle crew getting ready for Notre Dame at Pitt. And that's Saturday from 10 a.m. to noon right here on the ACC network. 2-hour pregame show, getting ready for another week of college basketball. The crowd loves it after the air ball.
He shot it to the moon. There was no chance that ball wasn't at least drawing iron.
My goodness. 108 for NC State tonight. And another steal.
Uh-oh.
It's Ibube, heads up. Wow.
Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. How about Scotty Ibube? Get in while you fit in, young man. Good hands, the big fella. Get off the tracks when the train's coming through. What a finish.
Well, they got their backup point guard, right? Wow, that was great. I want to thank our outstanding crew here at NC State putting this on for you tonight. Our producer, Lucas Raycraft, our director, Josh Monk, with our technical director, Ryan Schmidt. Thanks to Caleb Waters, Daniel Zofel, along with David Obeid, Mason Curtis, back in the truck. Replay with Lauren Davis, Kyle Bowens, Riley Reynolds, thank you. Tyler Essenwine, Josh Truitt, video. Good job of the audio tonight with Jeff Anderson, Noah Seidenberg. John Madry, good to see you on stats again. And our camera crew, Daniel Bentley, Mark Dry, Ryan Gibbons, Brian Ware, and Edward Harlan. Doing a great job here tonight. Thanks, everyone. 9.4 seconds to go, and the Wolfpack of NC State with now 318 points in the first 3 games of this season.
63 of those points in the second half. Just an absolute clinic on the offensive end of the floor, and shot the ball so well. 50% from 3 on 16 makes.
Yeah.
And it ended up getting crazy, Mike. But at the same time, this was a methodical beating early in the second half. They embraced the challenge of getting out and guarding at a higher level. You know, Donald Whitehead Jr. for UNCG got loose in the first half. They took that challenge personally and shut him down.
They did.
This NC State team, man, they're dangerous, especially if they shoot it like they did today.
And that's it. Dominating performance by the Wolfpacks. 110 to 64.